Okay, Donna and Brad aren't here, but let's get started with a couple of problems. Number one, a Barky is a dog argument. Premise one, if Barky is a dog, then Barky is an animal. Premise two, Barky is an animal. Conclusion, therefore, Barky is a dog. So the first thing we're going to do is bracket out, get rid of those simple sentences. So Barky is a dog, let's name that B. And then Barky is an animal, that's the second simple sentence. What comes after the if and before the then and after the then. And we'll name that A. Barky is an animal, we name that A. Barky is an animal, we've already named that A, so it's going to stay named A. And then therefore, that's a conclusion indicator. Barky is a dog, well, we've already named that B. And you know what, let's be consistent. I'll do a capital B here, and then let me go back. I'll just change this to a capital B too. So there we go. We've got the skeleton of the argument. We just have to write it out now. Here we go. We're going to put the skeleton horizontally. Okay. If B, then A. Now we're laying this out horizontally. So there's if B, then A. Now premise 2, A. Now the conclusion, B. Okay, I'm going to put a line under here. Then I'm going to do the blackened line. It's not as good as blackened catfish, but it's still pretty good. And then here are cheaters. The two letters used, B, A. And now I'm drawing the line here. Okay, let's see. Now, 2 to the 2, so there are going to be 4 possibilities. True, true. Half true, half false. So true, true. And then, of course, it's going to be false, false. Just taking a little break here. Okay, false. False. And then over here, it's going to be 1/4 true and false. 1/4 false. So true, false, true, false. That takes care of every possibility. Now over here, if B, then A, well, we know how this works. If B is true and A is true, then if B, then A is true. If B is true and A is false, then that's the one case where if B, then A is false. False true gives true, false false gives true. If you don't understand why, it's okay, just memorize it. A, we're just recopying. True false gives true false, true false. So we just recopy there. Oops, don't want that to look like a false there. And then for B, let's see, B is true, true, false, false. So I'll just recopy. True, true, false, false. Now, what we're going to do is look at the horizontal rows. We don't need the cheaters anymore. No, we're just looking to see is there a case of true, true, false. Oh, we found it. True, true, false. And that proves that this argument is invalid, which makes perfect sense because we can see, if we go back to the content, how the premises could be true, but the conclusion false. So I'm writing the word invalid here, like a serial killer usually is how you're supposed to do it. Like you would write in blood on the side of someone's apartment or house, invalid. Oh, that's good. This is really good. And that's it. A we don't get wet argument. Premise 1, if it rains, then we get wet. Premise 2, it didn't rain. Conclusion, so we didn't get wet. So now we have to bracket the simple sentences. With P1, you can see I named it rains R. I named we get wet W. Now look at P2. For it didn't rain, I've already named it rained R. So it didn't rain is represented squiggly line, that's the tilde, R. So, for the conclusion, we didn't get wet. But we already named we get wet W, so we didn't not get wet is not W, squiggly line W, tilde W. And now we construct the truth table. If R, then W. I'm going to lay this out horizontally here. That's the first premise. Second premise will be here. Not R, not W. It's the vertical column with the conclusion. Okay. Oh, and then I'm going to blacken that line. Black and catfish is good. And then, let's see, put the cheaters over here. Yep, there are my cheaters, the two letters used. True, true. Yeah, it's half true, half false for the first one. So true, true, false, false. And then for W, it's going to be a fourth true, a fourth false. So true. Oh, sorry. Oops. Yeah. False. True. False. I got it. I got confused there, but I'm doing it okay here. So now here we go. If R, then W. If R is true and W is true, the whole thing is true. True, false. That's the one case where the if R, then W is false. True, true. For the last two, for FT and FF. Now here we go, not R. What I do here, true, true, false, false, becomes false, false, true, true. The squiggly line just flips the truth value, see? So true, true, false, false becomes false, false, true, true. Think about it. If it's true it's raining, then what do you know about the claim it's not raining? It's false. So false, false, true, true. Same thing for not W. If W is true, false, well then guess what not W is going to be? Okay, here we go. These are pointers, not if then. But they're still sharp. Be careful with them. You saw what happened with Brad and Donna. Okay, here we go. If W is true, then not W is false. If W is false, then not W is true. Flips the truth values. If W is true, then not W is false. If W is false, then not W is true. See? If it's true we get wet, then what do we know about the claim we don't get wet? It's false. Okay, here, oh, look, I already found it in the third horizontal row. True, true, false. That proves this argument is invalid. And write it on the wall like a serial killer writes in blood on the wall. Again, we'll do that. Let's see. This one was denying the antecedent. The first one about Barkey was affirming the consequent. So these are the two imposters we met in Adventures in Fallacy earlier. We're done. Hey guys, if you're enjoying Donna and Brad, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. And join our Patreon account. For $3 a month, you get access to 24/7 content.